Welcome to Watching the Throne.
A lyrical analysis of Kanye West.
My name is Chris Lambert.
And my name is Travis Bean. And today we are talking about Kanye West.
What a change of pace.
I know. It is day 23 of the Jesus is King Advent calendar. We are counting down the days to the Kanye's new album. And I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be frank and open and candid. We're 4 days away from it.
Oh my God.
I don't usually get this open and deep on the show, but you know what? I have to lay it all out there today. We're 4 days away from the album.
You're so brave.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's just 4 days. 4 days.
It's not easy to admit, but here we are, 4 days away from it.
Well then, let's waste no time.
Yeah, so let me reach in here, see what today's treat is. Oh, that's fun. It's a little tiny beer. Can of beer.
It's pretty enjoyable.
It's a German beer. Hefeweizen.
I've heard of Yep.
Should I drink it now?
Yeah, please.
Oh, sorry if that was disgusting.
I think one of the most fascinating things about this entire Advent calendar is learning how dynamic you are with sound effects.
Well, you know, all you got to do is put your mouth right up to the microphone when you're eating these delicious treats. And I'm trying to give the listener the full experience of the Jesus is King Advent calendar, Chris.
I commend you. I applaud you.
And so we're getting close to the day, and Chris and I are thinking what can we do? Like, what do the fans want to hear? And something we used to do in the show is, I can't remember the name of it. We used to do news episodes. We would have a section of the show where we just talked about random things we would do with Kanye. Do you remember what this was called?
Was this the Bounce House?
Oh, the Kanye Bounce House. Here we go. Oh, you know what? We need to enter the Bounce House.
Oh, God.
Here we go. Okay, step in. Okay. Yeah. Wow, there are way more kids here than I remembered.
It's the weirdest thing we've ever done. Creeps me out every time.
It feels like I'm on a list now.
It's just a terrifying sound effect.
I'm being watched. Anyway, we are in the Bounce House, and today we're going to talk about if we could go on a trip with Kanye, what would that trip be like? Where would we go? What would we do? What is our ideal dream date with Kanye West? Dream vacation, I guess.
Yes. Do you want to go first? Should I go first?
I think you should go first.
All right. I want to go to Tokyo with Kanye. Kanye has gone to Japan a lot, actually. Will randomly, I think in 2019, he might have been there 3 to 5 times already. You'll just hear or see a photo on social media Kanye in Japan this weekend. You're like, how'd he get there? He was just in Los Angeles at Nobu last night, and now he's in Japan? What? Given his love of anime, Japanese art, fashion, and having gone to Tokyo once before myself and gotten to see a bit of it, but not all of it, it would be fascinating to get to go and experience it with Kanye. Do we get to go to Akihabara? Are we going to the Final Fantasy cafe and hanging out? Are we going to a hedgehog cafe and petting hedgehogs? Are we going to one of those catch your own fish cafes? So many cafes.
And are you going to be setting up the vacation agenda?
I don't think I would be allowed.
I agree.
I think it would be Kanye setting the vacation agenda. I feel I forget the area. There's one area where all the really good shopping is. I feel we would spend some time there looking at the fashion. we have to go to a couple concerts. I would push for that, whether that's Japanese hip hop or Japanese like heavy metal. Like that would be an awesome show to go to. And of course the food. Like, it's gonna be cliche for anybody that's in Japan or has been to Japan, but Ichiran ramen.
Is it cliche for somebody to get the name wrong?
Yeah. No, it's definitely Ichiran.
Okay.
We go there, and it's really cool. You have your own little booth with dividers, and you sit down, and it's really spicy. Like, it's ramen with a kick, but we'd be leaning back from the dividers being like, this is good. Kind of be like, this is great. Good call, Chris.
You guys have some really deep conversations.
Yeah, and then all the while, just pointing out architecture, asking him about the difference between the architecture he sees in the States versus the architecture he sees in Japan, what causes that aesthetic, how he thinks the aesthetic contrast between pre-World War II Japan culture versus post-World War II Japan culture affected the growth of Tokyo and other areas. It would be cool to bounce over to Kyoto and see that contrast right there between the old district on the east side of the city across the river and the newer district. A lot to talk about.
Yeah, that'd be fucking dope. And I assume you'd meet up with Murakami at some point.
I hope so. And then I'd introduce myself, be like, hi, I'm Chris. He'd be like, I'd be like, hi, Murakami-san. Like, I'm Chris. And they'd be like, hello. And I'd be like, I remember getting an email from your people saying that you don't want to do an interview because of speaking English. And he'd be like, oh, that's weird. No.
I speak perfect English.
Yeah, like, okay. I've known that for years now, but it still hurt.
That makes you wonder how him and Kanye communicate.
Right. Or how he did any of those interviews where he's speaking in English. And like, what amazing magic that was.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's the power of whenever Kanye's around, he brings that out of him.
Yeah, very polite refusal I got. But it would be cool to meet Murakami, just hear them talk and be the fly in the wall as they discuss whatever they discuss.
Hell yeah. That'd be fucking dope. Where would Travis go with Kanye? I'm looking at this little can of beer and I can't help but think like I'd want to go to Germany with Kanye. I love Germany. I've been to Munich and Berlin, and I think it would be cool to go to both of those places with Kanye, especially this time of year. First of all, we would go to Munich and we would go to Oktoberfest. I bet Kanye would like start a fucking party, an even bigger party that's happening at Oktoberfest. Like he'd get on the tables and shit and be chanting with people, and I would just be watching. I wouldn't really be participating. I'd just be relishing in it. And but I think what would be cooler is like the architecture, because Munich is like so old and has so much like classic architecture. Whereas Berlin's kind of like, it's a weird city. Like it feels like a lot of new stuff. Like there's some old timey buildings like in this big sort of courtyard, but for the most part, it feels like a really modern city. And I would love to get Kanye's just views on the contrasting elements of both those cities and like the vibes they give off because of that. And I'd also love to walk along the Berlin Wall with Kanye, because each section of the Berlin Wall has different art from different artists. And he'd break that shit down, man. We'd talk about each of there'd be like 100 different paintings and we'd talk about every single one of them.
I think you two would have a divine time.
Yeah.
It would also be interesting while in Germany if you could get Kanye to watch the new Suspiria movie beforehand. Or while there, and then hear his thoughts on the new Suspiria movie.
Interesting. I think more than anything, I think we could probably meet up with Werner Herzog while we're there.
That'd be really cool, too.
I assume we'd be watching a lot of German films while we're there.
It just like each day when you wake up, like have a couple hours where you just watch like a great piece of German cinema, then go about the day.
We'd watch Tony Erdman. We'd watch some Michael Haneke movies. Haneke? How do you say that guy's name? We'd watch The Lives of Others, and Kanye would just break them all down for me again. I think this would be more than anything an educational journey for me.
I feel like any time spent with Kanye has to be an educational journey.
And I hope he's okay with that, just being my mentor the whole way.
Yeah. I think if Japan wasn't possible, the trip I want to take with Kanye is just to the movies, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah. If you could see one movie of Kanye, what would it be?
I'd still want to see Akira or There Will Be Blood with him and just hear all of his thoughts in depth on either one of those movies.
What if Kanye said, hey, I've seen those movies too much? Like, what's number 3?
Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049.
Back-to-back viewing?
Yeah.
That would only take like 6 hours. I'm sure he'd be fine with that.
Has to be fine with that.
I would
What
watch.
would you do?
I'd watch. What would I watch? You know what? I'd want to show him a movie Chris and I champion, a movie called Tropical Malady, Thai movie, just because he's probably never seen it, and I want to be the person that introduces the movie to him.
Yo, I feel like Kanye would lose his mind over Tropical Malady.
I think so.
God, when it gets to the end, so Tropical Malady is one of the few movies that I've ever watched to when it ended, I just restarted it and sat through it again immediately. Like no delay, no getting up from the couch, no like couple hours coming back. Like, and it ended, the credits rolled, and I hit play again.
Fuck yeah. It's that good.
So does that mean we show him Norte, End of History?
These obscure movies nobody knows. But yes, it does.
Yeah, it's a 4.5 hour movie that was a Filipino film that is a retelling of Crime and Punishment.
That shit is epic.
Yeah. Ooh. And then what was the last one?
From
A pigeon sat on a branch reflecting on existence.
yeah.
I would watch. Kanye would have to love that movie.
Just calling out some more Toronto movies Chris and I watched. How about The Strange Little Cat?
Strange Little Cat would be charming. He'd be like, this movie's like family business, but then it becomes like real friends.
Yeah, and then it becomes just about this cat.
The cat's so endearing.
Okay, those sound like good vacations to me.
Yeah.
Maybe we would join each other too, so we'd get like 2 vacations with Kanye.
I would let you come on the trip.
Oh, that's so nice of you. I'd Skype you in for sure.
How dare you? That's not very loopy, Travis.
Oh, or wavy. But you know what? Everyone else should stay wavy.
And keep it loopy.